Okay, so this is what you see on the home page when you log into DocuSign. So to start off, you press Start Now or drop the document in. You upload your file. It can be a PDF or a Word doc. Press Next. And then if you already know who you're going to send it to, you can add their names here. So let's say I'm just going to put in my own email. And then you can click if they need to sign in person or they just need to receive a copy. And then you can add more people like this, and then you just fill out as many as needed. And then we'll click Next. But you have to note that when you add recipients, they're adding onto the document. They won't be signing their own form that's completely blank. So whoever is this first person, they sign first, and then it goes on to the next one. That's if you click Set Signing Order without it. So you can see right now, when you don't set it, one of these signs, and then it goes to complete. But if you want each person to have their own form, so each person's filling it out, you need to send them out one by one. So you have to do this a couple of times. So then click Next. And so here are the different fields that you have, and you can add. And if there's more than one person, then you would be select from a drop down the person. So for here, if you add the name slot like from this, it's gonna pull it directly from the next field. So you can do this if you're gonna put in their full name when you send it out to them. Otherwise, you can just put a normal text box like that, and they'll put it in as needed. As well as this one, here's another text box you're adding for address. Then to add signatures, you click this, add this, and you can adjust the size as needed. But usually something around that size is good. And then you can either use the name or the text box, put it into here, make it bigger or smaller as needed. Then for date, you can just use the date sign, so it'll automatically fill in the date, so they don't have to worry about that. And then you just add this again for the bottom part. So then here, you just, from the recipient that you chose earlier, which is shown here on the side, that they need to sign, you would just put in your email subject, then your email message, and then press send. And then for looking at if you're going to send the same one to a bunch of people, you can make it into a template. So you do create template. And then you upload your file. Press next. Then here you can just put like, this is going to be a client signing it. So then just put a placeholder name for now, and that they're going to need to sign or in-person sign or receive a copy. You can add your name and email now or later. And you press, you can also add more people if there's more than one person who has to sign it. And then press next. And so it's similar to the other one where you just add the text boxes as needed. Then you can look at the template afterwards and see if you got everything needed. Press save, and then you give it a title. And then here it is on top, and then if you want to use it, you press use. And then here it'll give you the option to add people. So say you want to send it to Rajiv, then you put his email in. And then if you add more than one person, this would be usually if you had two placeholder names like client and then to another one. And the second person would only receive the ability to add to the other version. So since this yellow one's client, only Rajiv is able to fill this out, not if Harry would not be able to edit this information, only Rajiv would be able to access that. So if you want more than one person to be able to edit all the information, you have to send them out one by one unless you pay for a premium account. Then you can add a message here. Usually it's better to do your own custom message subject, so they're more likely to click it, as well as add any messages you need, and then press send. Actually, let me just change this to my own. Then you press send. Great. And then if you want to look at who signed things so far, you can go to this. You can look at this, will give you who's completed it so far. You can look at expiring soon, failed authentication, waiting for others, which you'll see like that. And then an action required. This is if you receive it on your end. That'll be stuff you'll need to work on. Yeah, so to look at the people once they've completed it. So here's a sample one you did previously. To look at the completed one, you click the name of the file. Then you can click the download button here, and it'll give you option. I usually do combine all PDFs. You download it. So then you can see this. So then you'll see the completed form, the signatures, everything. And those are the basics to using DocuSign.